y'all serious right now? Are y'all serious right now? It's after 12 a.m. in the morning. What are y'all doing up? You need a hug? Soul foliage, what's happening, fam? BB conscious, hey, 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 hey. Y'all got to be kidding me. What are you doing up, woman? Bring it. Oh, I'm about to bring it, all right. Love, hey. Hi, Christina. I was wondering if you, Christina, I was wondering if you were going to catch that my live tonight. I was thinking about you. I said, I wonder if she's going to see that. Up studying. I felt something in the air. It's the energy, baby. Listen, I don't even know if I'm going to keep this live up. Just going to let y'all know. I came to give y'all a quick transmission. Real quick. Because that's what happens often. That's what happens when you wise. I've been feeling worried lately. Yeah, and you have every reason to feel that way. I was meant to hear this message live. Yeah, you guys were. You got the notification set. You had a micro dose ceremony tonight, so yeah. Oh boy. All right, so here's the deal. I've been getting some transmissions pretty heavy these past couple of days, and also talking to some intel, getting some information on from some intel to confirm our transmissions that I've been getting. And I want to say a couple things first before I go into these transmissions real quick, because it's very important that you guys know this. I heard a couple of you guys asking me, what happened with the solar flare that was supposed to come. And I don't think you guys realize that my year that I operate on is from June to June. I don't operate from the regular Gregorian calendar. I operate off of African calendar. So my calendar is from June to June. So some of you guys that's been with me, y'all know I started this from when I did the 2020 predictions. If you guys go check out the video, you'll see that I launched that 2020 predictions in June. So that's when the year starts for me. It's from June to June. Okay? And so I told you some things that were going to be going down for that time period. However, I did speak about shifts that were taking place. And there were some things going on that a lot of y'all didn't know anything about. And I didn't know if I could even bring it up at the time, because I knew why there was so much stuff going on to keep us distracted. There was a lot of things going on with this planet that kept us really distracted. They want us to be distracted on this politics. The politics played a major role in people's lives this year, more than it probably should have, to the point to where people were actually getting emotional, and people were revealing who they voted for, and people were arguing with each other about who they voted for and all that type of stuff. It really got out of hand. And I don't know if you guys pay attention, but it was really like people were really like flat out getting into brawls and fights and arguments and debates and all types of things like that when it came to the political aspect of things. And it should have never gotten to that point. So I had been peeped the distraction. I had put a post up, a week ago, and I said, I got 3 words for you: wag the dog. And for those of you, if you had enough common sense when I put that up there, some of y'all who had not seen the movie should have looked it up and should have watched the movie. What they talk about basically is it's a movie about when the government is doing something, they'll put a distraction up to make you focus on the distraction so you don't see what's going on behind the scenes, right? So we just got out of an interstellar war. And that interstellar war was won around the time period of the 14th. Okay, that's first and foremost. So after that interstellar war took place, a lot of you guys said how light you guys felt. You felt well, everything felt good, everybody was getting good transmissions, everybody was getting good positive energy, et cetera, et cetera. Well, we don't necessarily have to worry about any off-world things going on the planet anymore, but we definitely need to be concerned about the human beings on this planet and the plans that they plan on doing. Okay? And this brings me to my next subject. Transmission I received spiritually was that bombing that took place in Tennessee was deep state. And I'm going to let you guys know, since we are coming into the age of Aquarius, we're actually in the age of Aquarius. Aquarius deals with unpredictable energy. You guys need to get your wits prepared for the next 6 months. This is very important that you guys hear me when I tell you this. If you guys have been experiencing in your neighborhoods people doing fireworks in your neighborhoods, have y'all been hearing booms and bams and pops and all that type of stuff in your neighborhoods? Has any of you guys been experiencing that in your neighborhoods at all? Talk to me. You've been seeing the blow ups and the pops and the fireworks going off in the neighborhood. Has anybody else been experiencing this? Okay, listen to me very carefully. This is happening to keep the people on edge. This is done on purpose. Shit's going to hit the fan after this, probably during the day of the inauguration or probably after the inauguration. It is going to be some issues that's going to come up, but I need you guys really hearing this, and I hope that some of you guys got properly prepared, because this is not a game. They're not playing. That was to send a message to our president, because there are some things going down as far as arrests and things like that are not being made public through mainstream media. And so you got individuals that are in place that were doing what we call throwing temper tantrums. And so in the process of them throwing temper tantrums, here comes the anarchy. Okay? So if you guys are starting to hear fireworks, things like that going off, stuff like that in your neighborhood, you better keep your wits about you, because this is all part of the plan. And a lot of your governors are in on it. Okay? The governors are getting paid off a substantial amount of money via the deep state for this to take place. They don't care about anything but causing chaos and destruction. So I'm going to really need you guys to keep your wits about you, because that Aquarian energy is very unpredictable. So you guys are going to have to really keep your wits about you here over the next 6 months. So I'm letting you guys know this ahead of time. There's even going to come a point to where they're not even going to be pushing the vaccines on over, because everybody's going to be so distracted on all the shit that's going on around them that that's just going to go away. Okay? They're going to keep you distracted with one thing to the next, after the other. Okay? So this is very important that you guys know this. Normally, I wouldn't talk about this type of stuff on here, but like I said, I'm not even keeping this on. This is not staying on Instagram. I'm not saving this live. I want to make sure you guys are clear, not saving it. So if y'all didn't catch it, then y'all didn't catch it. That's on y'all. I definitely wouldn't serve in the U.S. military, because at this point in the game, you're property. And what are you doing in a war that ain't got nothing to do with you or your people? What are you fighting for? If you're not fighting for your community, you don't need to be fighting another man's war. That ain't got nothing to do. That's never going to help our people. So I wouldn't be bothered with it. So yeah, if y'all, I see the numbers going up on the live. I didn't think this many people would be on this late. Now I put some pictures up on Instagram where you can see the wing sun disk that a young lady had sent me some pictures from New Jersey that was taken today. And I don't know how many of y'all skies were smoked up and sprayed up and all that type of stuff, but there are some very clear pictures on my Instagram page. All you gotta do is look at the last true transmissions I put up on my page, and you guys are gonna see the actual disk sun. And then I turned around, I put a picture up that had that of a carving on a wall from ancient Egypt of that same sun disk. So we have gotten an actual basically confirmation that we have definitely came and transitioned into the golden age. This has happened. This is confirmed. We're never going to see this again in our lifetime. Okay, this gonna happen again in our lifetime. That's not going to happen for a long time, generations down the road before they'll see that again. So all of us that were born at this time were meant to see what we were supposed to see and experience the energy that we were supposed to experience. Okay? Yeah, I've been seeing the helicopters flying over the subdivision that I live in. I've been hearing the pops and the cracks as well. I've been hearing it. Okay, I've been hearing the booms and all that type of stuff, and it seems to be getting more frequent. That's why I'm putting you guys up on game to make you guys aware. If you are hearing it in your neighborhood, it is already a plan that they are setting in motion. And the motion is to create chaos. I want you guys to be clear about that. They want you to feel unrested. They want you to feel uneasy. This is a plan that is set in motion because Trump wasn't playing when he said that he was going to remain in office. That's not a joke. That is not a joke. That is not a game. I saw the ring around the moon. I seen it. Planes flying super low. Well, see, here's the thing. Someone made the comment, these folks think they can mess it up. That's going to happen. I need you guys to make sure you're keeping things in its proper perspective. You have Black Lives Matter. You have Antifa. Antifa has high-powered weapons. You guys say, I told you guys to make sure you keep your wits about you. This is not a game. And I don't know that I'm even going to bring this up again. I'm not going to do this talking too many times about certain things, especially something as serious as this. Another thing that I also want to point out to you, because of the interstellar war that did take place on the planet, we were literally a skin's hair away. You guys have no idea. We were literally a skin's hair away from getting our asses kicked to a whole nother level. And what I'm going to say to you is that we better be damn glad that didn't go down the way that almost went down, because that could have went down a whole different kind of way where we experienced a different kind of reality. So y'all better be glad that it didn't happen. So for those of you who are out here, what happened to this? What happened to that? You need to be saying, thank God it didn't happen. That's what you need to be concerned about. Period. Thank God that didn't happen. Because there wouldn't have been anybody surviving it on the damn planet. So thank God that it didn't happen. You know, when we take the time out to give out visions, sometimes those visions are seen further out than what we initially thought. Now, I'm not saying this because I'm trying to clean the thing up, none of that type of shit. I'm not saying it because of that. I'm saying it because you got to understand that's how these things work. Some things happen right away. Some things happen in the future. It is what it is. Now, from one of my contacts, I did get some hits. And I was told that there's going to be a worldwide earthquake that's going to take place in increments. Okay? In increments. What we need to be paying attention to is a particular volcano that may go off on the coast of Africa. So I'm letting you guys know right now, I'm giving you a point of reference of where you can see. If this super volcano goes off that's on the coast of Africa, it will cause the East Coast to get flooded, and that's what I was seeing the whole time. I didn't understand what that was I was looking at, but now I got clarity about that. Okay? There are going to be more volcano eruptions this year. That is going to take place this year, more of it around the world. But the reason why this is happening is because the energy of the planet has to balance itself out. So even though we went through all these different shifts and things like that, the energy of the planet has to balance itself out. That's just the way it goes. Okay? And so in the process of it balancing itself out, you're going to have a ripple effect on that. That's just the way it goes. So we're going to experience a few bumps on the road. We got more storms coming. Don't be surprised if you see fires taking place in California during times where it may or may not happen. Don't be surprised if you see fires in other areas. Don't be surprised. You've been seeing the floods? Hawaii is erupting now. There was one in Hawaii. Yeah, there was one. I saw that one in Hawaii that went off. And there is going to be some more that's going to go off here in the United States. You guys need to be aware of that. All of that has a lot to do with the balancing. Everything has to balance itself out. For someone who asked me, am I sure, how about this? You can take everything that I say with a grain of salt. You just heard them say about the volcano going off in Hawaii. You just heard about the shit that just went off in Tennessee. What do you want me to say? I didn't hype it up. That visions were visions. But also at the same time, you guys have got to use some common sense with this. If you are going through a planetary shift, that means that timelines could be pushed back. Okay? Make sure you're clear about understanding what a shift is. Timelines could be pushed back, or we can avoid certain things. Okay? So I may read a timeline for a specific period of time, but then I don't have no control over if the timeline changes because of planet shift. I don't have no control over that. Nobody does. And we went through, and for those of you that's been following me, you know we went through shifts several times on this planet. I don't have to tell y'all that. Y'all know this. Because you guys fucked around and you listen to mainstream media about that Trump situation. You got caught up in the hype with the mainstream media, but you guys don't have any idea how the election system works. Someone asked me, how could that be? You need to study how the election system actually works, and then you'll answer your own questions. But you got to start doing your own due diligence. A lot of people have noticed about the sun and the moon being out at the same time. All I do is get videos about that. Nah, y'all not getting it. See, y'all still in the matrix. Y'all still in the matrix. You guys still think that this is about Trump. You guys are so far off base about what's going on right now. You guys just don't even have a clue. I just told you guys that we literally just defeated something that is not of this world in an interstellar war. And you guys are sitting up here talking about what Trump wants. You guys just don't get it. I told you this is a motion picture stage show. In other words, what I'm telling you this is that all of this shit that you see happening before your face is orchestrated. And I don't know how many times I got to keep telling y'all this. The easiest way to distract people from a bigger thing that's going on is to create a bigger distraction. The distraction was the election. Y'all still caught up in the wrong shit. Y'all still not getting the fact that this is all a big orchestration. You want to believe in the bullshit that you're seeing because you're caught up in the matrix. You're caught up in that matrix, fam. You need to go watch the movie I suggested everybody go watch called Wag the Dog so you can have a clear understanding about what's happening here. Y'all not supposed to be getting caught up in this shit. You're not supposed to be getting emotionally caught up in it. You're not supposed to be getting emotionally tied to it. You're not supposed to be doing any of that because this is a motion picture stage show. How many times these people got put in your face that they're actors? And they said it several times on the show. Actors, bad actors, good actors. They literally put the shit in your face. They literally said this is an exercise. And you guys are still not getting it. And it's right there in your face. I'm not going to be repeating myself because y'all don't listen. Not repeating myself. Wag the Dog is the name of the movie. All of this is an illusion. Exactly. I've been saying this over and over and over again. Over and over and over and over again, I've been saying this. And I'm going to tell y'all something. This shit been over. This shit's been over this shit was, y'all don't, see, there's a lot of us that don't know, and I understand this. I can't knock the fact that y'all don't know. I can't knock that. But also at the same time, it's time to get out. We're not in the era anymore where we can not be in the know. We don't have room and we don't have time for that anymore. So I'm encouraging you guys to really get your shit together, because some of y'all been out here acting like everything is still normal, yet you're seeing purple and pink goddamn skies in the air and planets and shit and moons are turning upside down and all kinds of crazy shit like that. And for some strange reason, y'all seem to think that shit's still going to be normal. You can't even leave out your damn house. But for some strange reason, you seem to think that things are still going to be normal again. It's not going to be normal the way that you're used to being, the way that you're used to seeing normal. It's not going to happen. Because with Aquarius, you're going to have a lot of shit that's going to be torn down. It's going to be a lot of civilians whipping police officers' asses out here. Y'all ain't hearing me right now. There's going to be a lot of the people are not going to trust the systems. The people are not going to trust the systems. It's going to be anarchy and chaos out here. And that is going to be set off by the deep state because they can't have the position that they want to be in. Because they were already told, no, you can't run the world in the age of Aquarius. Your ass got to go. Them ETs and them grays and shit and them reptilians, I'm going to tell you where they went to. Angelic beings sealed them off. They're inside the earth in a different parallel earth, and they're already sealed off already. Okay? They renegotiated their contract to where they didn't get wiped out and obliterated, so to speak, but they're not nowhere where we need to deal with them at. Them days are over. It's a wrap. Okay? Your biggest threat right now is going to be the mayors in your city who get paid off, the governors who are over the mayors. Those people are going to be the biggest threats. And when the people finally get fed up, which is just very shortly, very soon, when the people finally get fed up with all the broken promises that people were told and all that, and the whole pushing and all that, when the people get fed up, you guys are going to see something you ain't never seen before. And all I'm saying is make sure you keep your wits about you. It's not going to be a game out here. There are people out here that don't have the best intent for anyone. There are people out here that's going to take advantage of that energy, and they're going to be out here hurting people left and right, fam. So you got to keep your wits about you. You're going to see it increase more and more as time progresses throughout the year. You're going to see it increase more and more. Okay? We haven't even gotten into 2021 yet, and they already dropped the bomb. That was to set the tone and let y'all know what we're walking into in 2021. 2020 is going to be peanuts compared to 2021. Make sure you're clear about that. If you start hearing the mass shootings start going back up again, things like that, pay attention. Pay attention. Because when Trump goes back in office for that inauguration, all hell's going to break loose. You can feel it in the air, can't you? Some of us have seen it. I bet you some of y'all did. You got to take back but see, all that right there about taking back the power, that's going to come about. That's going to come about on a whole nother level. There's going to be a lot more homelessness on the street. Now, I want you guys to be mindful about your coinage. Y'all going to have to be mindful about your money right now. This is very important. You're going to have to be mindful about your money. All right? There's going to be a lot more people that's going to be going homeless more. Okay? It's happening. Y'all, I see it. I'm seeing it everywhere. People losing their homes. People can't work. And y'all still think everything is still normal when people can't even work a job to pay their bills? COVID done shut down all kinds of businesses. You can't even go out to a bar anymore. You can't even go out and have a good time anymore like you used to. You can't go to a club. You can't do any of that anymore. Look around your city. And y'all still think it's going to go back to normal? Y'all sitting up here shaking hands with Saint Nick and getting caught up in a holiday that don't mean shit. Y'all should be getting prepped for 2021. Real talk. '21 is definitely going to be running down on folks, unlike anything y'all have ever seen in your life. And they're not going to be. I'm telling y'all's going to trip y'all out. There's going to be so much shit going on. They ain't going to be talking about the damn vaccine shit no more. That shit ain't. That's going to be in a cut somewhere in the back. Like, we ain't even talking about that no more. We were focused on all this shit over here going on. Okay? These things are planned. These things are orchestrated. So for those of you who are living in areas that where you're hearing the booms and shit, you better get prepped. You better get prepped. You better get some ammo, and you better get prepped, because they are looking to cause chaos everywhere, until over the whole country. Years, oh my God, over a year. Can you go on to Tio when you say be prepared? Like, are you talking about food, money, and guns? That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's common sense. That's common sense. We had a power outage, 20,000 people on the east side of Ohio. Wow. See, some of y'all must be new to my IG live, because I've been told y'all to prep. I've been told y'all to start setting food aside and all that. Quite a few of us been told y'all to do that. So if you just now coming on board talking about some prep, you're behind the 8 ball. What's with the overnight earth shakes? What location are you in? Going to my neighbors' homes and asking if they need anything. The youth men got it. They got it. They got it all the way across the board. It's the older people that are behind. It's like folks, you're slowly stocking. You better pick it up a couple notches. Should we do it too? I don't know what part of Mexico you're in. But let me tell you what the dime that got dropped on me was that y'all that the deep state had gave some of the cartel members. I heard y'all got lures and shit in certain areas of Mexico where they gave the cartel members guns, like special these different types of guns. And I heard there's been several wars going on throughout Mexico. So I don't know what part of Mexico you're in, but I know Jalisco was mentioned. But I had told him, I said I was just down in Jalisco in October. But they had told me this is happening on the outskirts. So y'all better keep your wits. Y'all better keep your wits about you all throughout Mexico. You should have. Yep, you should have stocked up for about 3 to 6 months. I'm gonna be honest with you about the whole Alaska thing. I don't know that anything is gonna be popping off too tough in Alaska, besides maybe an earthquake. I don't know that it's gonna be popping off as far as anarchy in Alaska. It's just too damn cold there. Okay? A lot of your cold states where you got all that damn snow and shit popping off, I don't know if it's going to be popping off like they're like that. Freeze-dried food. If you need to do canned goods, if you had to, yes. This vision can change too. We're already coming out of all the shifting. We're coming out all of that. The planets are going to go back into their normal position. So I don't think there's going to be any more. And the only big thing that's coming up in February is when all the planets are actually lined in the astrological sign of Aquarius, and that's going to take place in February. All the planets are going to be aligned in Aquarius, and that is going to be the most unpredictable time ever. You better be really watching your ass then. Because you have to understand, by being in the age of Aquarius, it means that old systems have to be broken down. Okay? That means that the old structures and all the things that we all know to be set up, that shit's going to come crumbling down. I put a post up showing y'all what's happening with Israel's government right now. Go look on my Instagram page and scroll down on the timeline and look. A lot of these old systems and the way we've been going about things, y'all have the ones that can't let go, that cannot be fluid. You guys are going to have a hard time. I'm gonna let y'all know right now. If you cannot let go with the way things were done before, if you cannot let that go, you are going to have a hard ass time. Hard ass time. You are going to be forced to adjust on how you move, how you make your money, the whole nine. You're going to be forced to adjust. This is going to be between the have and the have-nots before this shit is over and done with. I'm going to make sure you guys are clear about this. We are transitioning into what we call a dystopian society. Okay? Dystopian society, period. Y'all better go read 1984. Okay, I'm getting so sick and tired. Hold up. Let me just check you. At Memories Made Vacay. I hear you on that, but you're going to have to put things in its proper perspective. I'm sorry, baby, but you're going to have to put it in its proper perspective. You said a lot of woke folks talking this talk, which can be helping to manifest this reality. If you really think that I would want this type of reality to come forth, you got another thing coming. And let me ask you another question. Do you really think it's going to stop just because people aren't talking about it? It's time for you to start dealing with reality on a very real level. Cognitive dissonance will not help you. You either get down or lay down. It's survival of the fittest out here. And if you can't handle that truth, I don't know what to tell you. I just watched that Wonder Woman 1984 today, and yeah, there were some damn clues in that. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not going to sit up here and sugarcoat shit for nobody. I'm here to give a transmission and let you guys know, because I was told to give the message. I started not to say shit, but I didn't think that would be right. Y'all need to know what the hell's going on. I'd rather not even have this type of conversation with y'all. I really don't want to have this damn conversation. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if I'm saying to y'all, if y'all hearing loud booms in your community and you need to get your shit together, this is not a game. This is orchestrated nationwide. Who's got time to play around about that? Be glad somebody gave you the opportunity to give you a heads up about some shit. Because a lot of people out here that's leaving the country quietly. They just leaving. They just like, I ain't got time for that shit. They out. Y'all better go and do some research about Venezuela and see what happened to Venezuela, because that's exactly what's coming down the pipeline here. Yeah, told you to stop up or there's going to be famine. And see, it's already started to happen in certain parts of the country. The difference is mainstream media is not reporting on that. Mainstream media is not. See, a lot of y'all are caught up in the matrix in terms of, well, if mainstream media doesn't say it, then it must not be true, because I don't see anything going on right now. But it could be a town next door to y'all that's experiencing that, and you would never know. And it could be that close to you and you not know. And the way this shit happens, it'll creep up on you before. And by the time it creeps up on you, it'll be too late for a lot of y'all. Because y'all thought that if you just didn't talk about it, it won't happen. It's famine right now in Nigeria. What part? Nigeria's a big country. What part? Mainstream media always plays its role in it. India. So let me put you up on game about that. I know y'all heard about that illness where 500 people were getting ill, were getting sick, and then I think they said 3 people had already died from this illness, and they found a substantial amount of nickel and some other type of metal within their system. They are spraying it in the skies. Over in London, where they're doing that whole lockdown thing, they're doing it with a different approach. This is really happening. Like, you guys better get your shit together. You guys better get your shit together. They're pushing an agenda right now to take control of the people by making the people sick in different ways. So in the one area, like India, they're spraying the shit in the sky. Here, they're pushing the vaccine. In the UK, they're going about it a total different way, but it's a different way each area that you go to. They're dealing with it a total different way, okay? Goal number one is to depopulate. We already knew this already. So don't y'all sit up here and act dumb like you didn't know that they didn't have a plan to depopulate. You guys better go research Agenda 2030 and get your shit together. If you didn't, if you ain't did it, then you need to go read up on it. In Lagos. Damn, sis. And I was planning on traveling there next month, fam. That's crazy. Is Canada safe? Your prime minister has sold out Canada, sweetheart. So you should be paying attention to what your prime minister is saying and what he's doing and the moves he's making, and ask why he got China all up in his country on the borders and shit. Okay? You need to be finding out why China is in your country. He's part of the process. He's part of that whole shit too. A lot of people in the United Kingdom are suffering headaches. That's because of the shit that they're putting in the air. They're spraying. They're spraying in the UK, y'all. And it's bad. It's really bad. Of course, the world is not overpopulated. I agree with you 100% on that. That doesn't mean that there isn't people out here that doesn't have a different agenda to try to control, but that's not even going to work. That's not going to work. Okay, I want to make sure you guys are clear about something. There's going to be anarchy and there's going to be chaos, okay? I'm not saying that there ain't going to be that, and I'm not saying there ain't going to be any casualties. I told y'all that a while back. A while back during the summer. I actually finally opened up and said there was going to be a lot of loss. I said that. I didn't want to say it, but I was kind of forced to say it. Because at the time I was being accused of fear-mongering. Oh, you're fear-mongering. You're this and that. Okay, well, shit. If you're having stomach aches in the States, that could be any number of things. That could be any number of things. That could be your body not adjusting to the radiation that's on the planet. That could be that. Because you got too many metals in your body. That could be anything happening over here. At Janice June Juvie, you're correct. We are going to have to face it. And I'm going to say this one thing, too, you guys need to be aware of. Even things going on in your personal life that you're trying to run from, you're not going to be able to run from. See, this transition with Aquarius, I told y'all, it's going to force everybody to face their shit. It's going to force everybody to face their shit. It's going to force everybody to face their fears. It's going to force... There's no running. There's no running. There's prep, but there's no running. I mean, you can make plans, I guess, to go to another country that you think might be safe for a period of time. But when it comes to this thing, it is going to be a worldwide situation that's going to be taking place. There's going to be chaos and anarchy everywhere. My granddaughter's doing April. What do you suggest for us? I'm looking for a doula. Get a doula. You definitely want to get a doula for that situation. You damn sure don't want to have that child in the hospital. If you can avoid it, avoid it. The migraine medication has been sold out here. The shelves in that section are empty. What's your location? The country. Chile and South America. In order for you to shop for food, to pay your bills, and work at a certain time on the weekends, you have to go on a certain website to download a pass. Okay, you cut it off. Let's see, solid truth and stay out the way. I have a home birth plan in a few weeks. I don't know nothing about China having no African slaves, fam. I don't know nothing about that. You're going to have to do some research on your own about why everything is open in your part of Canada, sweetheart. It just simply means it hasn't gotten to your area yet. That's all that means. Okay? Let's use some common sense here. When you're dealing with a situation like this, I want you guys to understand that when they go to set things in motion, they have specific major centers and center points. So you might want to start looking at Toronto, Canada, in your case. You might want to start looking at Montreal. You might want to start looking at the bigger cities first. Okay? If you don't live in a bigger city, then it may not apply to you for now. Now, what I saw was that this was going to go on for a period of time, and then because it's too expensive, Trump is going to have to declare martial law. So martial law will be declared next year in 2021. It'll have to. He'll have to declare it because it's going to be it's going to be too much money lost. Okay? He's not going to want to do it, but he's going to do it. Okay? He's not going to want to do it, but he's going to do it because people don't know how to act. Make sure you pay attention and see. Let me explain something to y'all. It's not just the Democratic states. Y'all got to remember, you got Republicans that are part of this deep state as well. So y'all got to remember that. Any governor could be bought and paid off by the deep state at this point. They getting checks. That's all they care about. They don't give a damn about nothing else. And I do mean nothing else. They will take payouts and sell your ass down the drain. And it's the people's fault for not holding them damn governors accountable. Like what that governor did to California, Californians were stupid for allowing that shit to happen. It should never happen. Couldn't have been a second world or a third world country. But California allowed their governor to do what they did. California obeyed the rules because they're too goddamn scared to do anything about it. Americans are scared. Period. And none of the wars of old were won by folks that were scared. They were won by those that were brave. And there's a lot of y'all that talk a good game about that shit, but y'all not about that life. Because if y'all was about that life, things would have changed already. You're going to have to be backed into a corner in order for y'all to come out swinging. And y'all will come out swinging. Y'all will come out swinging after you're backed into a corner bad enough to force you to come out swinging. And it should never have gotten to that point. Y'all will come out swinging though. But that scared shit, there ain't going to be no time for anybody to be scared. Them scared days are over. You either going to get down or you going to lay down. Period. Okay, start it up. Let's see. Bye. Bye-bye. And that goes for anybody else talking shit. You'll just be kicked right out my shit. See, where we're supposed to be at in our mentality is none of us are not supposed to be caught up in any type of system whatsoever in terms of needing to depend on anything. Y'all got to remove your mindset because that shit's gonna come crumbling down. I'm letting y'all know right now. Y'all supposed to be moving out of that, and that's why I keep stressing. If you don't change your mindset from the old ways of thinking, you are going to have a hard time adjusting. Me and two co-workers are the only two black people at the facility and be the only blacks in Walmart. Damn. Well, someone said war brings money to America. Not an internal war, sweetheart. When America goes to war with another country, it's one thing. When the war is inner, nah, that ain't what you want, baby. That ain't what you want. That ain't it. Okay, someone says, where can I see this movie Wag the Dog? Google it. Google movie Wag the Dog and see where it's showing at. I mean, come on, guys. Like, are you serious right now? Y'all can't just get online and Google wag the dog? I ain't keeping this live up. I told y'all that. If y'all didn't catch the transmission, y'all didn't catch the transmission. I ain't playing no games about that. Yeah, it's kind of crazy to me. Listen, and y'all want to know why I be charging folks to talk to me and shit. Y'all want to know why I do that type of shit. Well, now you know why. Now you know why. Because I don't have time for the extra shit. Like, if you want my time, cut the check. The pharmacy is going to be the main ones. You just joined. Yeah, you missed a whole bunch. People should be reading and researching this years ago. They entice you to colonization through money. Now, they're out here booming shit out here right now in my subdivision. They're out here booming and shit. Got the dogs and shit going off. What do I suggest for people living alone at this time? Okay. Do you have any family members? Go stay with them? Friends? This was said in the letter of the year for Cuba. Obatano shown the chart. The letter came out at Azabache. I didn't even see it yet. I'm going to go research that. I didn't know that had came out yet. I usually don't. I know they. Yeah, it's about that time. Yeah, they just did that. I'm gonna go look for that. In my opinion, what do you think is beyond the multiverse? I think that there are multiverses upon multiverses. I think there are plenty of dome systems out here. I think that we've been lied to about what Earth really is. I think that it's a whole lot bigger than what we were told. I think that we were given a lot of limited information through these limited school systems. I think that there's a whole lot more going on out here than what we were told. And so, yeah, that's what I think. And even Earth itself is multi-layered in itself. See, you just know about the 3D realm you're on, but you ain't paying attention to the first, the second, the three round. I think there's something like 12 rounds or something like that. No matter what, enjoy the experience, learn and grow. We don't live in a matrix. Can't access the other layers. You're not going to be able to access the other layers due to the fact that you can't go into the other layers with a 3D body. You're not going to be able to do it. Okay? When a person dies, they go into another dimension. Okay? They're still doing work. They still learn. When people die, in case y'all didn't know, don't think that they stop learning because they don't have a physical shell, because that's not true. And don't think that they still don't have their ways about them in terms of how they think, because that's not true. Okay? The only difference is because they're in spirit form, they have the ability to be omnipresent, meaning that they can be 5 to 8 different places at the same time. Okay? But they're still learning, and they're in a different dimension. They're not in this fantasy 3D world that everybody's living in. They're not in that. They're in a whole different dimension. Remember, energy doesn't die. It just changes. They're just free of they're just free from their physical body. The physical body is the prison itself. Where I'm at seems like a stimulation, and I've heard when unlock your chakras, you can change realms. I've passed through something to where I was able to see my halo over my head at some other halos. Well, if you activated your Kundalini, yes, you can see that. That is true. Now, as far as transitioning to a realm, unless your ass is in a dream state, I don't know about all that. The body is the prison. You didn't know that? At Drill Alaska, you didn't know that the body was the prison? I mean, I want you to really think about that for a minute. You only live to be a certain age and then you die. But your spirit lives on, your soul lives on forever. The food shortages have already started at Dre Flores. It's already started. I want you guys to be clear about something when we talk about food shortage. Do not mistake junk food, processed food as real food. Make sure you're clear about what I'm saying, because some of y'all get that shit confused. Y'all will see a whole bag of junk food and processed food and all that shit, and y'all think that's real food. Baby, that's not real food. That kind of food will kill you very quickly. Processed food is not for the body. I said real food, honey. Real food. The real food shortages have already begun. And a lot of the prices have went up on a lot of the real food. Pay attention. Fruits and veggies. Okay, this is important. Real food has been missing from the mainstream for a long time. Boom. You got GMOs, baby. If y'all sitting up here eating seedless food, seedless fruits and shit, that's genetically modified organisms, baby. That ain't real food. The prices, and it's crazy how the prices shoot up for fake ass processed food. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? We're just going to jack these prices up here. Even though this food ain't good for you, we still going to jack these prices up for you as well. That's why they find the microplastics in women's wombs. Boom. Bought a bag of avocado, not one was good. Boom. People are still, at Sebastian 68 2020, bro, did you listen to my live when I said that that's starting to happen to people? That is happening to people. Just because you don't see nobody in your particular circumference doesn't mean it's not happening. I know 2 people that's happening to right now. It's your point. I done told y'all to use some common sense with your thinking, and it irritates the shit out of me when you don't do it. It irritates the shit out of me because it's like you have a brain, but you're not using it. And I don't know what that's about. So when you ask me questions like that, you should start. I said to all of y'all, your DNA is going to activate. Your powers and things like that, that's going to activate. Over a period of time, you will transition. Over a period of time. And I specifically said to y'all, you guys are not going to transition overnight. Now, there are some people that are having the crystalline on their skin, and they are gradually transitioning out. That is really happening. If you're getting enough sunlight. At Yanni verse 12:27, you wake up. That's what I think happens. A trap lover, you crazy. What remedy can help with depression? Honey, you're going to have to go to see a doctor about that, baby. You're going to have to go see a medical doctor about that. A lot of days under the sun, it looks like I have glitter all over. Boom. And see, there's some people in the live that are saying that they're already starting to experience it. You was glittery all year. Boom. My friend has it. It's like age has a lot of glitter on her. Where do I see the world in a year? A lot different from the world we're currently living in right now. We all chose to be here at this moment. Mucuna bean for depression. Yes. Get ashwagandha for depression and flush out your adrenals. Y'all got to know the word organic as a publicity and part of a PR campaign so many times. Okay. My skin has been crystallizing since June to the point where it's noticeable. Boom. So to the person who asked that question, why don't you ask some of these members on here that are telling you about the stuff that they're going through right now? I've been experiencing instant manifestation. And I told y'all this is the perfect time to manifest. Some days it's like I rolled over in a bronzer, but I haven't seen it lately because there is no sunshine here in Oroville, and I became lighter since I've been here. It's taken a toll on me mentally. Yeah, you need that sun, baby. Okay, some of y'all are saying, or talking about this vegan agenda. I want you to explain to me, why is it that eating plants is bad for you? Make it make sense. Because there was a time of day where we weren't eating meat. So make it make sense to me. And make it make sense to me about why eating dead things is a high vibrational frequency to you. Make it make sense as to why that makes sense to you. And I'm not going to knock you. If you want to eat your meat, eat your meat. I'm just saying that when you say things like that, I need to have a better understanding about why you should not eat nothing but fruits and veggies. Because I know some healthy ass people out here that's living real good with that lifestyle and that diet right now. I just need to understand it. Not that plants are bad. It doesn't make any sense. I'm trying to understand it. Because I do a lot of juicing, so I'm trying to understand why eating life is bad. Why is eating life an agenda? And what kind of agenda are you talking about? Please tell us if you know about Dolores Cannon. Name sounds familiar. Fruits and life is high vibrational frequency. That's what I'm trying to understand. It. What is the agenda? I can't think about Dolores Cannon right now because I can't place her at the moment, fam. It's because they put non-GMO on genetically modified foods. Plants can perceive and restore your body. I think they mean the agenda to mess up healthy foods. So eating plants isn't eating healthy foods? I don't get it. What am I missing here? Clean meat, vegan meat is cloned and meat that is grown. Yeah, I'm not eating that nasty ass shit. That's not happening. Dolores did quantum hypnosis. Okay, tell me more. Send me some information in the DM about it. She's one of my galactic godmothers. The fake meat and cheese, I'm a chef. I've used it. I don't like it. Some people do, but are towards more actual fruits and vegetables. Chickpeas, clients love tofu, and I don't eat soy. Good. Don't eat that nasty stuff. All right, I gave y'all my transmission for the night. I'm going to holler back at y'all. Appreciate y'all for coming on live with me tonight. Peace and blessings to everyone on the live. Thank y'all for coming in. Peace and blessings.